In this video, we finished covering the basics, just the bare essentials of using the Finviz stock screener, and we finished covering the basics of buying and selling or paper trading on Webull.com. We continue this video where we left off with the previous one, and I neglected to remember that we have to do current volume. So we've covered that we want relative value to be increasing at a 1.5, but we haven't specified a current value. So I would just say from reading and from some experience, the absolute minimum really that I would pick would be 1 million. And I actually might want to try more than that. Anyway, before we go any further, last time we had 43 pages worth. Now we're down to 10. So we are filtering out stocks. You want, if you don't have enough current volume for that day, then you don't have enough buyers and sellers exchanging, shares. And you may not be able to buy the stock you want. B, let's say you have bought the stock previously and you want to sell it either at a profit, you may not have a buyer, or you want to dump it because you're scared, you may not have a buyer. Uh, Also, volume is kind of what also determines price swings, which is could be a good thing when you're trading. So I would say 1 million or more, and we can play with this, but this is just for starters. So the last thing then is price, the price of a single share. Since I'm concentrating on penny stocks, we're talking about the price of a share being under $1. And once it refreshes, we have down to one page, and there are only 17 stocks. Now, let's try a little experiment. I had told you at the beginning that we might not even need to select market cap. Now, remember, we have 17 stocks with a market cap of small under 2 billion. If I go back to selecting any, then I'm not using this as a filter, so any possible market cap can be here. So let's try any. All right. And notice we're still basically the same because we're dealing with penny stocks of under $1. Kind of by definition, those are penny stocks. Also, that means they're small capitalization, so we actually didn't need to select a market cap. Now that we have selected some shares based on our criteria, let's actually take a look at these stocks, I should say. If you hover on this stock screener, if you hover over symbol, you get some sort of a graph indication. You can see there. Now, without knowing too much, what would you think about this graph if that's price, right, going up and down, and so price is trending down versus this one, where it looks like price is kind of trending up. This one looks like there was something that bad that happened. There was a lot of dumping. Then it didn't go down as far, as fast. It hit like a bottom. Then it still trended down, but there's a slight little increase there at the end, possibly. This one also has been trending down. There was a little bit of a sharp drop there. Then it seems to stabilize around 19 cents. Is it stabilizing? I don't know. This one has a lot of volatility, and it's called going sideways. We'll talk about that later. This one, I don't know. Could be. So those are our possible picks, and we can talk a lot more about this, but I'd actually want to start picking a few. Even if they aren't going to be our final stocks, I want to pick maybe two or three and add them to our trading site on Webull. So let's pick. How about this one? AUMN. And how about maybe CFMS? So let's go there. Let's go to Webull.com. We go back to trade. We go to more in this case, and paper trading. There's our watch list. Let's get rid of this chart. In the web-based application, not a downloadable application, if you want to add a symbol, you go here to the symbol name, and it was AUMN, and it's Golden Minerals. We can double check over here. Golden Minerals, so that's correct. So we picked Golden Minerals. There it is. Actually, you know what? I had already picked these before, apparently. But notice it switched to stocks. Let's go back to paper trading. Oh, interesting. It's not there. So let's go back to trade where we were. No, stocks. Sorry. Let's right-click on AUMN. Oh, add to watch list. So I had not added it to the watch list. There we go. We added to the watch list. Now we go back to paper trading, and there it is. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like for paper trading that our buying and selling or our trading box updates automatically when I click here. You're going to wonder, well, what good is a watch list? Well, we'll have to get into that. Let's pick a couple more stocks. We said something about CFMS, so we're here, and I could type CFMS, and is that it? Let's check. Conformis Inc. Yes, that's it. It switched to our stock area. Let's see if we have it on our watch list. Add to watch list, my watch list. And then we go over here to paper trading, and there it is. So we've got two. Let's pick one more maybe. Well, let's pick SXTC. 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 That's it. We switch to our stock area. We right click, we add to watch list. We go back to paper trading, and there it is. I covered the basics of placing an order and using the orders widget or box over here to see if it's been filled. So I won't go into that. You can find that here at Beginner Day Trading Enroll in Webull for paper trading. Let's go ahead and place an order. Let's buy some CFMS. So CFMS. We're going to do a buy. We'll talk about limit order later. Let's buy 100 shares. Let's place the order. Says it's submitted successfully. Because we're paper trading, this takes a while, but it eventually shows up here. The market's not open today when I'm recording this, but if say that you're watching this and it doesn't move out of here into filled, then probably the price has changed. So you can right click and modify the order and try a different price. We mentioned previously that clicking at on the various stocks in the watch list and paper trading doesn't really translate to these other little boxes, but if you go to stocks and you click, you'll notice that it does translate. Let me increase the resolution, and you'll see that the chart changes as well as the news items on the bottom, and this over here. If you go to the corner here where it says widget settings, you can add things like, for example, trade, active trade. Here's one that I like, quick chart. That gives you this. And we'll come back to this at another time. An alternative to using these charts and Webull to watch your 3 stocks, another thing that I like to do is open up the browser window and let's search for our first stock, CFMS Market Watch. Conformis Stock Quote Market Watch.
and then I make the window narrow. And there I can watch that stock. Then I go to the next one, SXTC AUMN. And you can watch all three stocks.
I think we've covered just enough for you to get a taste of paper trading. So I think you really should go with the little that you've learned from these videos and just start. And I'm going to leave you, and we're going to come back to more things. I want to try to alternate between theory and practice, so you won't get bored, but you're also learning. And since we're paper trading, we're not using our own money. So I'm going to leave you with a setup that I have, and not to discourage you. You can definitely. I don't. I'm not. You can probably do some day trading on your mobile device on your phone. I don't know. You can certainly do it on a Chromebook or a very small laptop, and they're relatively cheap. Uh, the more screen size you have, the better.